What is that, Facebook? I'm doing a very, 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 very short live video. Very short, like super duper short. So here's the pipe wand so far. I have the handle wrapped, and yeah, pretty much the only thing left to do on this pipe wand is to podge it, and the only areas I do not podge are the bowl and the inside of the stem. Everything else around it will receive Mod Podge that'll keep the copper wire in place. Yeah. This pipe wand will be available on Etsy when it's done with the rest of the batch. Oop. And to demonstrate how this pipe wand works, because people are going to be wondering what it would look like when I got it all put the handle on and everything. So I managed to drill the bowl just right. That bowl's deep enough for a couple good hits, but the drill bit isn't poking through the bottom. My last couple attempts at pipe wands were okay at best. This one turned out really good. Now, pipe wands are for smoking out of either tobacco or some herbage. I have some cigarette tobacco that's pretty fresh. I'm gonna squeeze some cigarette tobacco out of my cigarette. It's a fresh cigarette. And to demonstrate the pipe wand, I'm going to use fresh cigarette tobacco. There we go. And, well, you didn't see me drill the hole for the bowl or any of that. So here's the finished product. Now that I've packed my tobacco into the bowl right there, we're going to need a lighter. The stem mouthpiece is right there. So now that we've packed our bowl nice and fat, let's give this pipe wand a try. The reason why the paint stopped here is because it left a good several inches of space before the bowl. We don't want paint or podge near the bowl. Now, having a pipe wand allows you to not only have a wand, but also a pipe. You know, if you wanted to have a ritualistic tool that you could smoke out of. If you lived in a weed-friendly state like Colorado, or if you lived in Canada, you could buy this and smoke out of it. But I test all my wand pipes with tobacco before I finish them. And up close, you can see that's bark, not paint. You can physically see where the paint stops, right there. Make a quick video testing out the pipe wand, and then I'm gonna podge it, set it down to dry, and I'll leave you with it. So if you're just tuning into Facebook Live, here's that pipe wand semi-finished. I got the blade painted, and I put just a little bit of paint on the handle, but it stopped very short of the bowl. And I took some fresh cigarette tobacco and loaded it into the bowl. So let's give it a go. Yeah, this is why I podge it before it's finished, because the copper moves around. And we definitely don't want any copper near the bowl. The pipe wand is a success. Keeping my Facebook videos more private, I guess. It doesn't matter because they're going to be made public anyway. Testing out the pipe wand for this next batch of wands with fresh cigarette tobacco. Beautiful. That works beautifully. Now, when you're making a wand that has a pipe built into it, it's a bit more tricky, but it can be done if you have the right drill bits. So took my finger and packed that cigarette tobacco down. But this is a wand pipe, and you smoke either like weed or tobacco or something like that out of it, you know what I'm saying? I don't provide the smoke for your wand if you order a pipe wand, but yeah. And of course, when someone comes up, go like that, you know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, hey, look at that. And then someone says, what are you doing? Oh, this is just a wand. I mean, I've heard of a wizard's pipe, but this definitely takes it to a whole new level, right? Yeah. I wanted to show you that it worked before I podged it. The only difference with this one versus the regular handheld wands, the way I podge them, and of course you can smoke out of these like you would a pipe. So you got this cool wand, and it's got a built-in pipe. I mean, come on, 24 bucks. It's a real wand. You can't beat that. That was just about cash. I started getting Scoobies on it. There's some tobacco in there that's kind of caked on. There we go. sometimes I find that when I'm dealing with bullshit, working on wands relieves stress. I don't know why, but it just does. This is the Mod Podge I use for my wands. Gloss, luster. Yeah, makes them all nice and shiny. And we definitely don't want Mod Podge in the stem or on the bowl where you're lighting your tobacco or your weed or whatever you're smoking at, you know. It smells like Asperger's. So what I'll do is I'll just give that a dip. And I used to podge them with paint sponges, but to be quite honest, that's just extra money on supplies that I don't need. Because once I dipped it in the podge just like that, boom, there's the blade. And I'll podge them all by hand here. So I don't want the copper wire anywhere near the bowl, just like that. That goes, there we go. At least get it away from the edge of it. There we go, that looks good. Now I'll go to the trash can and pour a little bit on the handle. Normally I just dunk the stem of the wand in the podge, Facebook, but because I'm being particular about where I want to place it, I can pour a little bit right there and smear it around rather than just dunk it. That way I'm not getting it. I mean, I could put a little bit of that podge around the mouthpiece on the edge, like right there, to make the end of it shiny, you know. But I'm not going to be putting it on the inside of the stem. Alright, so now I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm going to put podge all over the copper, and kind of towards the edge here a little bit, but not completely on the bowl, you know. Now I got just enough podge to, oh, no, you don't, you shifty little fucker. Get on back on there. The copper wire likes to slip away. No, you don't. No, you don't. Even though adults cuss, little kids shouldn't cuss. It's just, you know, doesn't look good. I mean, I know it's hypocritical, but I'm just saying, like, little kids shouldn't cuss. I mean, there were worse things they could be doing. They could be throwing a humongous fit, throwing themselves on the floor, screaming and hollering and carrying on about this and that, you know. But still, Okay, so I pour just a little bit more podge right here. And I'm basically podging it by hand. I'm not getting the inside of the bowl where it's been charred, just the outside and around it. This will make the handle nice and shiny. Oh, I see that copper wire trying to escape. No, you don't. No, you don't. I don't want the copper wire around the mouthpiece either. At least not on the edge right here, you know. So you get like a nice bit of, now you can like see the grain of the wood before it hits copper. There we go. I like that. That looks very nice. And it didn't need to take that much, just enough to coat it. Like holding it in the light, it's all shiny and everything. I might put like a little bit more polish on the handle, but not too much more. And the nice thing about this podge, like I said, is it makes the wood on the wand shiny, and it also dries clear. So it's like a clear coat, basically. And the only reason I even put it on the handle in the first place is so the copper wire doesn't move around, it stays in place. I used to use paint sponges to put the podge on, but well, that just seemed like an unnecessary expense. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I could just podge them by hand. Granted, it's a bit more messy, but I've discovered that Mod Podge is surprisingly easy to wash off your hands. It doesn't stick to your hands very easily, which is good. Future reference, people. Oh yeah. And what this will do is this will protect the wood grain on it, so you'll be able to see the wood grain like you would on a clear wand. But yeah, that's definitely enough podge. Put a little bit, like I said, on the lip of the mouthpiece, right here on the surface. That way, it'll make it shiny like the rest of the handle. There we go. Which that will not affect the tobacco or the smoke. It's just as long as it's not on the inside of the bowl. Okay, or in the stem, so that way it's, you know, cool. There's so much for that. Oh, there it is. Put the lid back on the podge. And now that I put the lid back on the podge, I'm going to set the pipe wand to finish drying completely on the final step, right on top of the lid. Let's go wash the podge off the hands real quick. I noticed that the water, when it mixes with the Mod Podge on your hands, it dilutes it and then it dries like kind of like that craft glue, and you just peel it off your hands. Yeah. Get a couple more started and we'll be done for the evening. Facebook. Gold. I don't care, Facebook, what anybody did, said, or do, blah, blah, blah. No, don't care. Don't care. As a man, you got to respect women. I don't care what they did, what they said, what name they called you. Don't care. Do not care. It just makes life a little easier. That's all I'm jabbing at. Son of a biscuit, man. I dropped it in the trash. Ugh, God damn it. Man, oh man. That's irritating. Did it affect the gold paint? No, it did not. I'm looking at it. None of the gold paint turned silver. Cool beans, man. qUuNXg2A0ls. Got a gold and a silver wand right there. And then what else do we want to do? I'm thinking a solid green. One that's just all green. It's the St. Patrick's Day. qUuNXg2A0ls. like the paint to look nice on these wands, y'all. That's looking very nice. Oh wait, got a little bit. Never mind. That's not really my face though. Look at it in the light. I'm like, yeah, I got a little bit of silver on there. That's easy in my face though. Yeah. Son of a gun, man. I'm not having that. Get back on that. There we go. This will basically like one more wand to paint because the last one I'm doing will be the clear wand, which has no paint on it. Which is like what, 2 wands, and any wand that has black on the handle just needs a handle. So these are getting done super quick. Truth be told, YouTube, you never make friends being a meanie. If you're a meanie and you treat people like crap, you're not gonna have very many friends because people don't want to be around that. Is there a way to make room for this one? No, there is not. That's all right. That's quite all right. Just a couple wands that need the handles wrapped, which isn't going to take that long, so I might as well do it while I'm up. Now these 3 wands right here need copper on the handles. So I want to wrap the handles on these, get them the glue on the handle, and set them to dry. And then that's all I can do for this point. My workspace is taken up. At this point, I've literally only got 2 wands left to finish. Well, I guess I could wrap the handle on the clear one too, because this doesn't need paint. Let's see. Glue. Now the copper is going to be wrapped around the black side of it. Which looks really nice in my opinion. That's a nice contrast. You know, I like this copper wheel that I got at the hardware store, man, because this has got a lot of copper on it. Which, it was a little bit expensive to buy this, but it was a worthy investment. Because the copper handles look good. You get a nice base going for the guard of it. I'm pulling it as tight as I can when I wrap it around the handle. And now that I've got that going, I'm gonna get that first loop started. And think about that much more will definitely do it. Be enough to finish wrapping it. But believe me, I know Facebook sometimes respecting people when they don't respect you. It's not easy. Sometimes you just gotta pick your battles, dude. Ask yourself that all-important question. Is this worth the time and the hassle? of putting up with this stupid person's BS. And when you ask that question, 9 times out of 10, the answer is usually no. Sometimes you realize YouTube, there are bigger issues to deal with. Where is that chunk of copper? Oh, there it is. There's a little bit of excess on the handle of it, but it's just enough excess to give it a support base for that knot. And now I can take this awesome stuff right here, and this will hold that handle in place, and tying and gluing it at the knot where I tied it holds it down very nicely. Let's see, another one. So I'm gonna need that glue for the other 3, so. And the simplest reason Facebook, really, ask yourself, how would it feel if someone did that to me? And there's your answer. If you wouldn't like it, have it done to you, then why do it to someone else? This is the thing of it. You know, when you're trying to talk to people about bullying as an issue, telling these people that words can hurt, well, they're aware of that. That's why they use their hurtful words. You know, you need to teach these people to relate to each other, because that's what gets it, the message across, more than anything is, hold on a second, this person's going through the same thing I'm going through. And that's because for years, and I mean years, the anti-bullying programs that we have been preaching the same shtick for years. Use your words. Use your words. Words can hurt. Yes, they're very much aware of that. Oof. Didn't the copper just make a nice touch on the handles? Look at that. That Mod Podge on top of the copper is just going to make it more shiny. Yeah. Beautiful. Did somebody step on a duck? I don't care who you are, farts are funny. If you can't laugh at a fart, you're not living life. So the yellow wand and the clear wand will get a handle. Green, blue, purple, and gold and silver are still drying. Yeah. I try to make the colors on them solid and bright. Black and yellow, black and yellow. There's all kinds of things you can do for a career, all kinds of cool stuff. It's a world of opportunity, and it's yours for the taking. You want to be a race car driver? Be a race car driver. You want to be a rocket scientist? Be a rocket scientist. You want to work with snakes? Work with snakes. You want to build cool custom guns or cool custom cars? Then do it. You know, the only thing stopping you is you. You want to be a monster truck driver? Be a monster truck driver, you know? Ain't nothing stopping you. And you can't tell me that wouldn't be fun. You get to make a living smashing cars. I mean, come on. Driving some monster truck driving would be fun, but it's dangerous. There's a lot that can go wrong. Live at the Casper Event Center. No sense in waiting until later on. So as soon as I got home, I was like, well, I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna work on these wands of mine. And pass the And if you have a brother or a sister, I know sometimes y'all are going to fight when you're younger, but you got to be nice to your brother and sister because sometimes family is all you got. Yeah. And if family is all you got, you know what I'm saying, then you definitely don't. You know what I'm saying? If family's all you got, it's better than nothing. There we go. Another handle wrapped. I ended up choosing this one to be the clear wand because I like the way the grain flows smoothly in different colors up and down the blade of it. And the shade of bark is very nice. It's like a reddish brown. This one just gets a handle and podge, and that's it. And some of these are kind of sharp, so be careful. Yeah. This part of the wand process, painting them, letting them dry, putting handles on it, letting it dry, podging it, letting it dry. Those last couple of steps take a little bit longer than just carving them out, you know. Which I don't mind waiting for them to dry. No sense in rushing a good thing. Then you see areas of it right there. Yeah. This will make a cool looking clear wand. I'll be wrapping handles on a couple more wands tomorrow or later on anyways. But that's not a problem. I don't mind waiting. Sometimes producing a solid product takes time. Oof. Got the farts, man. There we go. Wrap it. wrap it around. Trying to wrap it around the stick as tightly as I can. This way it stays on there a little bit easier when I'm podging it. Yeah. Making a wand is not that difficult. You get some sandpaper, a stick, maybe a knife to carve a point into it. Yeah. If you're going to make a wand, carve it out of a stick or lathe. You know, don't use chopsticks and hot glue, man. Come on. Of course, if you don't want to make it, you can always order one online. They have several Harry Potter shops or online shops that sell wand replicas, which are always nice. But cool thing about making your own wand is you're making it uniquely your own. It's not some store-bought copycat. This one. Well, that's enough of the wand business for now. Go ahead and cap my glue so it doesn't dry out. And the good thing about gathering a stick to make into a wand is it encourages you to go outside and enjoy the fresh air, you know. If you don't want to use spray paint to make a wand, you can always use craft paint. Although I like using spray paint just because it's got the primer and everything, and it's let it dry, done, you know. Grab a glass of water and catch up on chat right quick. and then we'll end it. He's not saying it like that. I think you misunderstood him, Riley James. And I also think a lot of things. Like, he's not calling it that. He's saying the wand looks nice. Yeah. It's not for that. And all that just got you deleted from my friends list, dude. So, yeah. Nice knowing you, Riley James. Thank you for the compliment, Angelo. I appreciate that. Can you get Blue Moon in Australia? Probably. I mean, if you go to a liquor store or a bar that sells it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Getting them wands done. That might take me a little bit longer once they start drying on their processes, but you know, I'll get them done as quickly as I can. I can usually have a batch like that done in like 3 to 4 days. If I push quickly enough. Steam pipes. But no, if I push quickly enough, I can usually have a batch done in like 3 to 4 days if there's not that many. So there's 12 wands in the batch, and once they're gone, they're gone. You'll just have to wait to buy another one when they if you don't miss your chance. If you miss your chance on getting one. Are you still going to do a crystal pipe wand? I might do that with one of these batches, yes. If I get or find the stick that's thick enough. Oh, that just made me, yes. Yes, that can go in my documents. Yes, 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 it can. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Technology can be rather stubborn sometimes, but eventually it works. I had a video I was having trouble importing to my desktop last night, and I basically said, screw it, I'll do it later. It was starting to piss me off, so I'm like, you know what? I'll just take care of it later. And sometimes in life, that's what you have to do. If you're if you're trying to accomplish a simple task and you're having difficulties with it, sometimes tackling the task at hand later on, nothing wrong with that. It's better than sitting there getting frustrated because it's not going your way. And that's twice now that I've applied that method in the last couple of weeks. And it's less stress on me, at least. And about the time the glue's done drying on those handles, I can trim the excess and podge them, and then while those are podging, get handles wrapped for the next couple of ones, and then, you know, there's a good chance I could have those wands done like Monday or Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday. Yeah. Now, before I spend any of the money, I gotta make sure that my wands are shipped out first. But I'm confident this batch will sell out pretty quickly. Try to get the wands listed and sold before Thursday or Friday at the latest, which is going to require double time on these wands and making sure they get done, which is exactly what I'm doing. Excuse me. That you do, and sometimes when you're whipping technology into submission, sometimes a little bit of patience goes a long way. Sometimes I find being patient is not the easiest, but patience is a virtue, and trust and belief. The more patient you are with certain things, the better off your outcome will be. Well, I'll make a video for my YouTube later on when some of the wands are done or semi-done. Put a closer look at those. Anyways, Facebook, thanks for watching. I'll catch you cool cobras on the flip side.